Hi everyone, I'm Puja and I'm a co-founder of Devie. We are enabling every child to start school and life with an equal chance for success by supporting their parents to help them grow. But before I tell you how we're doing that, I'd like to tell you a little about what inspires me to be here. As Dalma mentioned, in my background, I was working in the Obama administration on child welfare reform. And what broke my heart about my job was that the services I was trying to improve in child welfare tended to be punitive, disempowering, and only available to families in a time of crisis. And as a result, vulnerable families tended to be weary of these services altogether, and their children started school and life at a disadvantage as a result. And this doesn't just happen in the US. Children from low-income families in the UK start primary school 11 months behind their higher-income peers. And parenting is the #1 explaining factor of these gaps. In particular, parent well-being, so how parents feel, and parenting behaviors, how they interact with their children. Parents like Jane are trying their best for their children, but they're struggling with feeling isolated and stressed. Jane feels overwhelmed by all the information out there, and she feels judged by her peers and providers, and this makes her disengage from them. One of those providers is Kat, her son's teacher, and she's struggling with engaging parents like Jane in their children's learning at home. Another provider is Vicky, her community health visitor, who's struggling to rebuild trust between parents like Jane and services like hers. There is a need for an accessible service that provides the empowering, non-judgmental support that will bring parents like Jane back into the orbit of services like these. And that's where Devie comes in. Devie is a digital coach that supports every parent to help their child grow. And we do this through daily automated chats. Our chats use behavioral science techniques to help parents develop the positive parenting habits we know will improve their children's outcomes and improve their confidence in the process. But let me show you exactly how this works. We start by helping parents to set parenting goals, and Devie talks to them about their hopes and challenges. Our next stage is to recommend research-based activities that parents can do at home with their children. But since no activity works for every family or every child, Devie works with parents to find the activities that work for them. And we use behavioral nudges to help parents make these activities into habits they don't even think about. Throughout this journey, we help parents to recognize that this stuff is hard, but we encourage them to recognize the small wins and celebrate them. Throughout this time, if they need to talk to kind, non-judgmental humans, all they have to do is click to talk to a coach. Parents access Devie through the service providers that are already in their lives, their early education providers and their community health visitors. These players pay for access to Devie in order to more meaningfully engage the hardest to reach parents. We've already tested Devie with 80 parents on Facebook Messenger, and the most interesting thing we learned is that parents are open and vulnerable with Devie, perhaps because she isn't human and can't judge. We've found that particularly for vulnerable parents, they almost never escalate to a human coach unless we prompt them to do so. And of those 80 parents in a 1-month pilot, 50% engaged with Devie daily, and 25% gave us proof that they were trying the activities Devie suggested. And providers are interested too. We already have 2 pilots underway, 1 letter of intent signed, and a content partnership with People, a nonprofit in the UK, to get their evidence-based content onto Devie. In the new year, we'll be launching our native application and beta testing it with parents. This means that we'll be scaling up our human coaching infrastructure and putting in place the safeguarding measures necessary to grow. Our next stage will be to evaluate our impact on parent confidence and child development outcomes. And we hope that this will unlock our first paid conversions. In the spring, we'll be opening our pre-seed round with the intention of hiring the technical and sales talent we need to develop our natural language processing capabilities and execute on our go-to-market strategy. Now, you may be wondering why we're the team to make this happen. The first is that we are passionate about this problem. We've spent the last year talking to hundreds of experts, stakeholders, and parents to learn about this space. And we've spent our careers as an early education teacher and a child welfare service designer understanding this problem deeply. And we complement this understanding with the business, machine learning, and behavioral economics skills to execute on our vision. But we can't do this without you. We're looking for support with connecting to early childhood providers who might be interested in piloting Devie. We're also looking to connect with qualified parenting coaches who might be willing to volunteer their time, and angel investors who are looking to fund positive, empowering family support. Now, all that remains to be said is thank you. Thank you from me, and more importantly, thank you from her. Thank you so much.